Hello, hello. Steve, Canadian Sasquatch, coming at you. Using my beautiful bride's camera, so we'll see how this works. So, happy National or International Mead Day. So that's what we got here. And it's actually a half and half, and you can just barely see a separation right about there where my finger through it. So, so what we have here for this half and half is on the bottom we have Queen Finley's Chocolate Mayan Voyage, which it's alright, nothing spectacular. And then we have Canadian, oh wow, that actually focuses, nice. So Canadian Sasquatch Meadery Blood Orange Mellow 2013. And this is flashing a battery at me, so I will be right back. Alright, and we're back. So, yeah. So there it is. Got the chocolate orange on top, or the orange on chalk on the top. Blah, blah, blah. Orange on top, chocolate on bottom. They're very similar. The bottom one was a little bit more hazy, so that's why it's just slightly darker. So, cheers everybody. But that is pretty tasty. That is pretty tasty. So, yeah, this is the first time I'm trying this one. Honey wit wine with chocolate and jalapeno added. 10% goes to charity. And I have no idea the strength or anything on this. It doesn't mention anywhere. Government warning. Table wine, so it's probably lower ABV. Whereas this one is... Will it focus? Oh, it focuses. Oh, I didn't write it on there. So that one is actually probably around 13%, I think that one was. So we'll come out here and do a garden update. Everybody seems to enjoy my garden update. So here's my hops. This one here, he's been cruising. Just a cruising, and he's up here now. Last week he was down here, so he's grown close to 2 feet. And they're getting all these little extra guys shooting out the sides. This one over here is not growing quite as fast, but he's got... Let me set my drink down, because that might make it a little bit easier to point things out. So yeah, so this one's got a whole bunch more little guys shooting off the sides. So, but doing good. Doing good for sure. So the orange tree is chugging along nicely. My ghost chilies, or I picked all the ghost chilies and tossed them into the compost because I had no use for them, but we got a lot more flowers and some more coming through. The chocolate mint I hacked back, and it's doing really good again. And then this mostly herb garden, except for the tomato, and somebody stole the tomato off the tomato stick, so that was kind of sad. And we got this one over here, and it looks like somebody stole the tomatoes off of this one too. So yeah, we have a real problem with squirrels stealing our fruits and veggies. If you go back to my earlier videos earlier this year, you would have seen, oh, I still have one, that guy set up around them. So it's basically chicken wire that sits on top and latches into, I got 4 little eyelets, so it latches into those. So yeah, so let me get out of the sun here. So they latch over and protect the garden from everything. And that was working well, except I used the 1x2s, yeah, for the base, and they started warping, and they warped enough that a squirrel actually got inside but couldn't get back out again. So it was like a little squirrel trap, so I had to free the squirrel. And then over here we've got this lone sad looking cucumber plant and some, I think this is a kohlrabi. Yeah, kohlrabi. And all the other veggies are no good. And then we got our tomato bush here, which I'm actually going to hack up this weekend and put it all inside the composter there, because it's starting to get a little too hot for it, even though we do have a bunch of tomatoes and stuff. And I don't like tomatoes, and my beautiful bride who likes tomatoes says they basically taste like store-bought tomatoes, which is kind of sad, but kind of makes sense since that's what it was originally. So yeah, for all you new people watching, that guy grew out of the compost, and it was a store-bought tomato that sprouted, because it's the kind like teardrop tomatoes or something like that, and we've never planted those kind. And yeah, so it just sprouted and grew into that monster bush there, and the tomato crops off of it haven't been too good up until this point. And like I said, I don't like them, and she says they're not spectacular, and it's becoming a pain for me to actually get into my compost, and I actually need to get into there to stir it up and whatnot. So anyways, what else is going on? So I've got the chocolate orange port. I need to rack that today or tomorrow and add the flavorings to it. So I got that going, and then this coming Thursday, I'm actually taking the day off work, and I'm going to brew. So I'm going to brew my beautiful bride's birthday beer. I'm going to switch hands. Her camera is much bigger than mine, but hers works and mine's doesn't, so not complaining too much. So yeah, so it's her birthday brew, which is she likes to issue me a challenge for birthday beer as part of her birthday present, and this year she wanted black and white cookies since she's from New York. So it'll be a double beer brew day and a mead day. So the double brew day is going to be a white lemon vanilla sweet porter. So it'll have the mouth and feel of a porter, but it'll be not dark, and it'll be sweet with lemon vanilla. So that should cover the cookie and white part of the black and white cookie. And then the second beer is going to be just a chocolate, a chocolate stout, which is for the black part of the cookie. So oh, that's so good. Definitely gotta, if you haven't tried meads or anything, you definitely gotta get into that. It's good. If you want to make them, I have several videos on my channel on how to start. I have a day one to drink video, which it takes 1 month to do. So go have a look at that. It's a long video, but a lot of information, but it takes you through every single step that I did for the entire month to make that particular mead. So yeah. So anyways, which leads me to back to Thursday, and I'll be doing the Atomic Fireball Mead. So Lermo22, he's done it, and I've actually tried it, and it was phenomenal. course, when I tried it the day after I received it and put it in the fridge, and it was muddy and whatnot from all the sediment flying around it, but oh, it was good. So I'm planning on making a 4-gallon batch of that, 3 gallons of just the Fireball mead part, and then the 1 gallon. The 1 gallon will be the thermonuclear atomic Fireball mead, because it's going to have some of those guys, yeah. So I'll be putting ghost chilies into that one, and that's actually why I have the ghost chili plants, is because I've been planning to make a mead out of them for going on 2 years now, but I just haven't gotten around to it. And this isn't the one that I wanted to make with it, but alright, so yeah, that sucked. The camera just kind of stopped all on its own, so you're getting a 2-for-1, although it doesn't really show it all. So this is a Black-Eyed Betty. What's a Black-Eyed Betty? Well, you take a Black Betty and have fisticuffs with her, and she gives you a black eye. Don't mess with Black Betty. She'll whomp your ass. So yeah, so it's an English barley wine and it is a traditional English barley wine, which is the Fisticuffs, and then the Black Betty is a imperial stout ale aged in whiskey barrels in bottled condition. So yeah, so cheers. Doesn't taste quite as good as the meads did. It's actually kind of really bitter, so I'm not sure I like that at all. It's a good thing I still have more mead left. Yeah, don't mix those two. I don't think that'll actually be a problem for a lot of people, because the Fisticuffs is from Cedar Creek, which is a Texas brewery, and I don't think they ship outside of Texas. And it's a special release. It is so special that it's not even on their cans. Their can just says special release. So you don't actually even know what's in the can unless you crack it open and drink it, or leave them in the box that says Fisticuffs. So yeah. Let me try that again. Yeah. I don't recommend that blend at all. We'll just leave that over there. So, before I was so rudely interrupted by the camera, putting the ghost chilies into that 1 gallon batch of the Atomic Fireball mead, to be a thermonuclear fired atomic fireball blah 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 mead. Should be around somewhere between 13 and 15%, just off the top of my head. I haven't done the math yet. I don't have my notes in front of me to do the math, so somewhere in around there, plus the 2 beers that I'm planning to do. Those are just going to be small, like 1.5 gallon batches, since it's the first version of that beer, and I usually try to do 2. First version of that, and the plan is once they're done, you pour them half and half style, so it's actually being done together. They should taste pretty good apart, by themselves, and then pour them together, and it should be like eating down the middle line of the half and half cookie. That's the plan anyways, so I'll get this done and give it a try. And then from there, I don't have much else on the horizon. I do have some brews that I want to do, but just don't have that much time or space because I have so much stuff right now in bottles. Looking forward to the SJ Pour Challenge because I've got that all in bottles right now, and that's been aging since January, March, April, May, whenever it was when it was first announced, and I brewed that, so that's been going. And that's tasting really, really good, at least to my palate. I know a lot of you out there aren't going to like it. You didn't like my last one. You're probably not going to like this one, but it's carbonated this time, so that shocked me actually. It's my first braggot that's carbonated. But yeah, so looking forward to getting that out to everybody so they can try it, and so I can get a lot of that out of my cellar room there. And then my winter warmer has been bottled. I need to label that still. And that's tasting okay. I know it needs to age a lot, which is why I bottled it now. And I brewed it. When did I brew that? I brewed that the first weekend of January in preparation for the silly season, because I knew it was going to take a lot of time to age. It's another big beer. I also have my rye barley wine braggot, which is tasting really good, but it's flat as a pancake. And I have a lot of that. And I bottled that in 187 ml, so what's that, 6.9 ounce bottles? So I have a lot of those kicking around. Some people out there in YouTube land have gotten a couple of them. When you get them, I'll probably send them in pairs, so one to taste now and one to cellar at room temperature, so that the yeast can do their thing and carbonate for a couple of years. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much all that's going on around here. Busy. Not drinking as much as I used to, so things are piling up. I actually have to go out and buy beer if I want to drink it, because I'm getting pretty low. I mean, my beer fridge is actually full of meat now. So I got meat there, eggs, bread, a little bit of meat up there, a little bit of meat down there, and the batteries are flashing. These are brand new batteries. This camera kind of sucks. So I got yeast, lots of yeast. Oh, I got to do a yeast check to make sure I got the correct yeast for the mead on Thursday. I need to check my notes and double check my yeast. So since the battery's flashing, I am going to say that's it. Let's go with this one. So be sure to have a pint of awesome. I know I will. And thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for disliking. Thank you for commenting. I try to get to everybody's comments. And we shall see you. I'll try and do some footage on Thursday for my brew days. I may do another start to finish video of the mead. So yeah, be sure to have a pint of awesome. I know, label out. That's good stuff right there. Cheers, everybody.